Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with a reading. Today we have another very cool reading. We hope you guys are well, and this is a general reading for the collective. Take what fits, leave the rest out, Sagittarius. Yeah, there's always at least some tidbits of either wisdom or insight or, you know, something, right? Yeah. And let's see what we got. And if you want to get your own reading, I'll talk a little bit about that later. Those are very cool, and I will. And let's see what we got. And we start here with, we have the wolf. Listen to your inner wisdom and enjoy the gift of freedom. Yeah, interesting about wolves. They are super intuitive, and they were, there was something about Yosemite Park, and they took them out because they were eating, I don't know, some bird or whatever, but, you know, I don't think they were destroying the whole, you know, species or, right? But they were, and so they just thought to make their job easier over there, right? A little more convenient, and they wouldn't have to be, you know, kind of chasing down the birds or whatever, that they would just remove wolves from the nature altogether. So when they did that, something happened to the ecological system, to the, right, the ecology there, and they said, we have to put these wolves back. Yeah, let's see what we got. Maybe somebody has to come back to you. Maybe, but interesting how it says listen to your inner wisdom, and that's what those people did. These park, whoever, you know, the zookeeper, it's not, there's no zoo there, but whoever is kind of running that park, right? What do they call those guys? The rangers. And now we have the bear, and he's got some pretty sharp toenails here. Maybe somebody needs a pedicure. That's a joke, right? Nurture creativity and return to the sweetness of life. Yeah, interesting. Somebody might be free here. We have the gift of freedom, and now they're free to nurture you, possibly. But somebody, when you say listen to your inner wisdom, and we have return to the sweetness of life, somebody is returning in this reading to what they feel makes them happy. Yes, they are. And maybe they need their freedom. We have the wolf is granting freedom. Yeah. And now we have the baboon. God, they're interesting animals, right? At least to look at for sure. And we have in love and declarations of passion. Heartfelt communication is the key. So somebody loves you here, Sagittarius, or fell in love with you. Maybe you fell in love with somebody else. Let's get right into it. Let's see what we have. We're going to use the Zen Osho. Yeah, we're just so Zen over here. We have participation. That means involve yourself. And somebody's doing that because they are returning to the sweetness of life. Yeah, and maybe they needed their freedom to participate. We have the silence card. And this is the Hermit, I believe. We'll have a look at that real quick here because with this deck is based on the Tao, Chinese wisdom, that the kings and queens, the emperors actually from Asia were using. They would go to the Taoist and, you know, ask about the future, ask about their child's future and things like that. They would visit astrologers too, especially to ask about their child's future. Yeah, this nobility and, you know, the regal, the royal kind of people. Yeah. So silence, let's look at it here. And it is, in this reading, it is the 17. Now, that is not, you know, the Hermit is not number 17, but you know, let's see what they say here. Really briefly. We know what silence is. Yes, we do. We learned it in school, right? When the teacher was saying, silencio. Okay, I will be quiet here. Yeah, the energy of the world has taken possession of you. You're possessed. You are no more. The whole is. This is being in silence to understand, to gain wisdom, to gain insight. Yeah, this moment as the silence penetrates in you, you can understand the significance of it because it is the same silence that Buddha experienced. It is the same silence that Chuangzi or Bodhidharma or Nansen. The taste of the silence is the same. Time changes, the world goes on changing, but the experience of silence, the joy of it remains the same. That is the only thing you can rely upon, the only thing that never dies. It is the only thing you can call your very being. Yeah, and so this is about, you know, being in reflection, really. But really what it is the happiness comes from within. That's really what that's about. It comes from within. It does never comes from anything external. Yeah, it's great to get a new car for sure, but that doesn't bring you joy. Material things, I mean, maybe for some, but it is not true joy. It is a fleeting moment, right? The next day or a couple of days later, you're like, oh, okay, it's not a big deal. It's worn off, but you know, when you go within, that never wears off. That's what they're trying to say. So let's see what else we have. We'll get one more card from the Osho deck. Let's see what they have to say. And we have laziness. Our laziness isn't exactly what it says there. No, it's not. But he's got his drink there, and he's in his bathrobe. We'll have a look at that laziness card. It is the Nine of Cups. Very interesting. We'll look at that. And this is when you're lazy, it is a negative taste. You simply feel you have no energy. You feel dull. You feel tired. You simply feel dead. When you are in a state of non-doing, then you are full of energy. It is a very positive taste. You have full energy overflowing. Somebody is radiant here, and they are aware, radiant, bubbling, and vibrating here after they have been in some type of silence here. Yeah. The message this card brings is that this poolside resort is not your final destination. Somebody here, Sagittarius, I feel like somebody's coming, or you have something new that you're doing here for sure. The journey isn't over yet, as that white bird flying into the vastness of the sky in the back of the card, right? Is trying, into the vastness of the sky is trying to show, your complacency might have arisen from a real sense of achievement, but now it's time to move on. No matter how fuzzy your slippers are, there are skies upon skies still waiting to be explored. Somebody wants to explore something new here. Yeah, they have, and they are like moving on from something, maybe. But let's get right into the reading. And today we have a couple tarot decks, but if you want to get a psychic or a tarot reading, Sagittarius, they're lots of fun, very insightful. I also have a special. Look at the description box below, and I will type in what that special is. It's a huge discount off of readings, and that will be for a limited time only. Yes, it will. So, if you want to get a reading and you didn't want to pay, those fees, readings are usually, a psychic tarot combo reading is usually $150. Yeah, so if you want to save, yeah. And you can still get you can get a reading that is separate, right? Tarot or psychic. The best one is to get both. Yeah, I do the cards after. Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading, and you can get a past life reading. And that psychic reading can be on somebody you're romantically, anybody else, for you too, but it doesn't have to be for you, right? And if you're questioning something, good to get one, right? Yeah, let's see what we have. And check out the description box. Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading. Yes, they do. Let's see. Let's start this. Let's get this party started. Page of Wands. It's a brand new path. I was saying that there's something new. Wheel of Fortune. Your life is changing, Sagittarius. The Three of Wands speaks of the future. It also speaks, it may speak of the past because his back is turned. And Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody's free in this reading here. Like free. Not free, take advantage of. Free to do what they want in their life and return to something that's sweet. And I feel like that's you, Sagittarius. Yeah. And we have this baboon who, they're not a baboon, Sagittarius. No, they're not. Even if you're mad at them, right? Excuse me. This talks about heartfelt communication is the key when declaring your love. Wow. Right? All right, we have the Justice card. That's about the wisdom that we were hearing about with Silence and the Wolf. Yeah, both wisdom. Wizzy cards, wisdom, yeah, for sure. Queen of Wands, you're in the reading, Sagittarius. Justice, a Libra, possibly. Maybe there's a, Aries or a Leo here. Or another Sag, but it doesn't have to be. These are energies, right? Yeah. But we start this reading with a brand new path, and it could be fated. We have the Wheel of Fortune sitting in the challenge or the crossing energy. It may be a fated destiny. This could be your destiny with somebody. Let's fix this camera a little bit. Still getting used to this Sagittarius. Yeah, I am. Let's see what we got here. There we go. So, now you can see all 10 cards. Can you? There you go. All right, let's do this. So, Page of Wands, this is a brand new, like, there's a new path here. Wheel of Fortune sitting in the crossing energy can mean that somebody believes your fate and destiny, but they're nervous right now about something they've done. Who knows? 5 of Swords shows up in the reading here, Sagittarius. That is when somebody does something. Yes, it's a big challenge, and it makes you take action. They're basing these 5s off of for me, they're basing these 5s off a square. Yeah, which is a 90-degree angle. Yeah, it's a 90-degree angle in astrology. Yeah, it is. And so here, this is a defeat. Yeah, so, that 90-degree square, because this is the most challenging in the deck, and there's a lot of astrology, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands is Aries, Sag, and Leo, right? I'm sure you guys probably know this stuff. But yeah, there's some type of a defeat here, and it is part of a challenge. The square is when you are made to take action. You just feel like, I can't keep going this way. I can't keep doing this, whatever it is. But this is, he's taken their sword, so it's possible that somebody was defeated, kind of, or left behind, or could be, because right here we have the 3 of Wands, right, which is about the future and potentially about the past, as he is looking out at his ships coming in, but we can see his back, right? So let's get a card, though. We have these cards, I forgot the name of them, but let's get a card on this Wheel of Fortune. The Page of Wands is here for a brand new chapter, a brand new beginning. And these wands are about movement, right? We have the Page and the 3, right? Yeah, it's about movement. Let's get a card on the Wheel of Fortune, though. And we have the Sun, and we see this blonde lady here, but this is about vitality and optimism, and that's what the Sun is about. Vitality, it sure is. Yeah, it's about life, right? Yeah, because you can't grow food without the sun. The life that it brings, you can't live. You can't survive without sun. So that's what that's about, vitality and optimism. So somebody's optimistic here, and they are seeing the life that could be here with this vitality card, right? That is about life, right? By Vida, sorry. Mi vida is my life. Vitamins is for vitality. It's all related to life. Yeah, it is. The word life, right? And let's get a card on this 3 of Wands with the Death card, rebirth and change. And he's looking at this woman. He put these flowers on her. It looks like she has died, and these are cards, right? But she is in the river here. He's looking down at her, and I think he's grieving her. He took his hat off, right, to kneel by her. But this is rebirth and change. And we were just talking about the future with the 3 of Wands. There's change here. Could all be fated, Sagittarius. It really could, when the Wheel of Fortune sits next to a new path and a future card here. Yeah. And 8 of Pentacles is external to you. And it is the King of Wands, authority and challenge. That's what they like to call the King of Wands here. That is you. You have the authority in this situation. And because the 8 of Pentacles means that this person is into you, they find joy with you, they're going to make an effort. This is very natural to them. They feel like they are being called to be with you because he's been called to do this job. Yeah, he's not going to argue because he's making money. Yeah. Why would he argue, right? Justice card showing up here. And it is the mindset in this reading, and we get a card. We have the devil, abuse and temptation. That could be a divorce right here. Could be. Yeah, and we see this lady here, and she has, that's her twin. That's very interesting. And she has a knife in her hand, and and she is abusing, right? But this is, I feel like somebody here is probably very tempted, Sagittarius, to be with you. Like there's a major temptation here. We have in love and declarations of passion, heartfelt communication is the key, right? Yeah. And this can be about a decision. As I said, somebody could feel darn challenged in this reading, or they could have. I feel like a decision was already made a long time ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I feel like somebody's wiser here. Yeah. And they're ready to kind of dig in their heels with you, Sagittarius, because of the participation card. Yeah, maybe this person was, what do they call that? When you closed off and didn't not want to participate whatsoever in a relationship with you. That could have been the case. All right. And Knight of Wands here. Yeah, the concern here too, Sagittarius, is the Five of Swords. When that's there in the concern, they could have defeated you. Or they are concerned with like letting something go. Excuse me, which this is a victory and a defeat. There's no other, that's it here. He's taken their swords, so it can be about mind games and chaos and conflict. Yeah, it can, but the concern here is some type of a defeat. I'm pretty sure. This is all future, and something has got to go here. It could be an attitude. It could. And Ten of Swords with it, failure and collapse. So something, maybe a relationship's over, but she is reading this, her friend is there, and she's reading this letter, and it's like, it looks like a letter of disappointment. Ten of Swords is an ending, right? It can be a failure, but it is an ending, and usually a harsh one. Sometimes it is seen as betrayal because of the 10 swords, in the back, right? But something could have collapsed here. Something did collapse here. Because somebody didn't think that they were living in a sweet place, or they weren't really happy. That's what it is, because the bear is returning to the sweetness of life. Yeah, he is. And he can't find enough honey or little chickens to eat or whatever he's going to eat. Right? Knight of Wands showing up. Let's get a card on it. And it shows up with the man who is kissing the woman here. Eight of Pentacles, passion and development. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles over here. And this is like, yeah, in passion. So remember I said that somebody who loves to do that kind of work, or they're really going to make an effort, that, they feel like they're aligned, something like that with authority. I was saying you have the authority over this situation, Sagittarius. I'm pretty sure you do. It can also mean that this person has taken the authority, like the Emperor, right? But I don't see the Emperor here. Yeah. So Eight of Pentacles here, and this is showing up in the past. And passion development, I mean, the passion development together sounds like somebody had to figure it out here, that they were developing passion for you. That's a possibility here. And so, yeah, he's kissing her, and she's very happy to be there. Yeah, she is. I feel like this person developed passion for you in the past. I'm pretty sure here. And, you could be saying, well, why didn't they do it? I don't know, because people don't see. Trust me, they don't. I mean, I would say probably, most of the world is, maybe it's not most, but it's a really high, not you guys, because you guys are, into divination and intuition and things, but people who don't believe in any of that, yeah, no, those people are, forgot where I was exactly, but it talks about, this card talks about, having the authority here. I think I was talking about that. But, here too, if somebody is not really like trusting their intuition, and they don't, in other words, they don't think any of this is true, then they have a harder time. Yeah, they do. They have a harder time dealing with their life. Yeah, because they're not seeing the light, right? Yeah. There's a famous song like that, yeah, way back. And Two of Wands sitting here in the environment, that's typically the psyche, right? All this stuff. I mean, it can, of course, it can come true, but you know, we're trying to look inside somebody's heart, really, or somebody's kind of psyche here. And Seven of Cups, confusion and choice. So he's there making a choice. Two of Wands, holding up the globe, like, where am I going to live, or who am I going to live with, and what do I want to do for the rest of my life, and my world is, you know, in front of me, things like that. Seven of Cups with confusion and choice. So, you know, I just feel like somebody had an option. This person might have had an option. And there could have been confusion here for whatever reason. Maybe that's not clear. They could have, you know, maybe had you in a third party, or kind of abused you in some way, or manipulated. Doesn't, you know, this card can talk about manipulation here. Yeah, and so yeah, and now we have the Queen of Wands, and that's in the hopes and fears. We'll get a card on it. Let's see what this is. And we have the Knight of Pentacles, efficiency and dependability. Well, that's good, right? Everybody likes that, don't they? Well, some people really like a mystery, like every time, and I'm like, well, you know, okay, that's up to them, right? And sometimes those people are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Sometimes because of especially Pisces and Scorpio, those are the mystery houses, the 8th and the 12th. Mystery, and yeah. And here we have Knight of Pentacles. Maybe maybe they are an earth sign. But I feel like they're hoping what they want is to be dependable to you and show up for you in a big way. But I also feel like this person, remember, they want a new beginning over here, big time here, right? They're very optimistic about this too, or they're trying to be. It sits in the challenge, but this can be both you guys. Maybe they're hoping that they're going to be able to depend on you, maybe, right? Like to reciprocate the feelings. Six of Cups in the potential outcome. I'm leaving that alone. That could be somebody from your past. It is somebody who feels very special, Sagittarius. This is like, this Six of Cups can mean I love somebody, but they're a friend as well. Or we had a lot of fun. We really connected. We really enjoyed each other. That can be that card. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to get a psychic reading or a tarot reading, please check out the description box below, and the new prices will be there. Yeah, there's just going to be, I will put that there, and it's going to be for a limited time. So if you want to get a reading with me, or if you've wanted to, now's the best time to do it. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me to keep going here with the YouTube algorithm, and hit the little bell if you would like to be notified of my upload.